Lee, thanks for joining us ahead of the weekend's game. Of course, everybody's been talking, everybody's been wondering what's happened from the injury situation from the weekend. Where are you up to?
Yeah, well, we've got a few knocks, and we'll assess it over the next 48 hours to see exactly where we are. A couple are going to go see some people, so we'll give them every opportunity to be involved at the weekend. So that's about as much as I know, really. But we're wrapping a couple up in Cotton Wool. So we'll see in the next 48 hours exactly where we are, and we're glad you're all right as well on the injury front.
Yeah, appreciate that. I'm ready for selection if required, but I don't think
we're all right at the minute.
I don't think we can keep up with the lads. But just on a general view of it, we're hearing of quite a lot of serious injuries at every club mainly. But you've had your fair share, haven't you?
Yeah, we do, and we work hard. The sports science behind the scenes are working extremely hard. They were in for a meeting this morning with external people who come in and try and help us with that. So it's something we're looking at the club. I do think it's improved from last year with it, but it's always something we're looking to evolve and get better at. Because obviously we don't want the injuries, but what I would say is we've got good players waiting in the wings to come in if we need to.
I was just going to follow that up with that next question, because what happens is that, if you do have to make a change here and there from last weekend, the door opens for other players.
Yeah, absolutely, and I keep saying it's about the squad. That's why we ask people to train hard and apply themselves properly, because we're going to need them, and we're going to need everybody between now and the end of the season, next 17 games, whatever it is we've got left. So everyone's going to be important. If you ask the lads who aren't starting, and I know they are because they come and speak to me quite regularly recently about why they aren't starting, they're chomping at the bit to play.
It was interesting. I had a look at something that came up on social media. I thought I'll check that out, and it was a great little thing. I think a 9-year-old squad at the weekend were 21 or under. Still a young squad in the end. What an experience they're learning. You're in a promotion race.
Yeah, absolutely. We are. I think our average age was 23 at the weekend. A lot of young players. And we forget that at times, don't we? With some of the players who've been in and around the first team for the last 2-3 years, we actually forget how young they are, and they do have drop-offs in terms of what performance is. And then it's our job. You can't just keep bringing them out, and we've got to help them get through these moments. But we do forget at times, literally, how young and how well the squad is doing, because we are doing well. We're pleased with the position we're in. We have left some points out there during the season. We know that, but it's about what we do now between now and the end of the season.
You're coming to game number 30. Another interesting point is, and I think we've spoken before about it, that you are a hard side to beat. I think there's been only one game, won't mention it, you'll know which it was, but there's only been one game where you've got beat by one goal.
Yeah, and defensively, since that moment, we've been fine, haven't we? The obvious with that is sometimes we're relying on that sometimes to get us through games where we want to create more opportunities, and it's something we've been working on, something we've been speaking about, trying to give the players. We always give the players the freedom, but particularly shooting from outside the box, etc. Trying to just get that encouragement into the players to do that. But we're delighted with the defensive structure that we've shown. If you'd spoke to most people after the Chesterfield game and the goals that we haven't conceded, I think people would have laughed at us. So it's something we're really proud of. With how things have looked with that structure, yes, we've changed shape with that, but really pleased with the players and the endeavour that they're showing to keep the ball out of the net.
Newport up next, unbeaten in 3, but have conceded the most goals in the division. What are you expecting, having done your homework in the classroom? Yeah,
well, we watched them obviously the other night. I thought they played some good football. They got good interchange in terms of what they look like with a 3 or a 4 at the back. Moving players around. The manager's excellent at getting his team to do that. I thought talking about endeavour, I thought they showed that. I thought Morecambe put them under the ropes a little bit for 20 minutes, but I thought they stuck through that, and they got some dangerous players in attack, which you saw, particularly with their last goal. But they are a good team. They play some really good football. But what we've got to do is we've got to concentrate on what we need to do, and always respect the opposition, and working on how we're going to stop them as well.
It's incredible, the division, isn't it? Everything to play for.
It is. and I've said it before. We actually spoke about it at the start of the season. What we thought that the league would look like. If you're just in the bottom half of that league, you're looking to the playoffs. That's for sure. Because everyone's capable of putting a run together with everybody over the next few weeks in that top 10, if you like, playing against each other. It's happening throughout the fixture lists every other weekend, every weekend. So if you're out of it, you are looking to get into the playoffs. And then likewise for the teams that are sitting in the bottom 5, they can quite easily catch them teams just above them. So it's so tight. I'm glad it's tight because it's making for an interesting league.
No late arrivals on transfer deadline day. Was that what you were more or less expecting?
We did explore maybe trying to get another body in. What I would say is the board have been excellent with us in terms of getting the players we wanted and we thought we needed. Particularly Tom. We think we need a player like Tom coming into the dressing room. But we did explore something. But with having 5 loans in the squad, it's hard then to get another loan in because someone has to miss out every week because you only allow 5 in the squad. So no, what I was more pleased about is the phone didn't ring saying someone's coming in for one of our players.
Just one thing that is still open, and I suppose you keep exploring it with the recruitment team, is the non-contract option. Yeah,
it's always an option, but by the time a lot of these players that are in non-contract free agents at the minute have probably been free agents since the summer. So it's what they've been doing, getting them in. How long would it take them to get up to speed? We've got young Finn Roberts out on loan, who's doing really well. So bringing another forward in, if you like. When we'll have the opportunity to bring Finn back is something that we went against a little bit because that's why he's at the football club. But no, one of the free agent things I don't think will be particularly something we'll look at.